Hi, everyone, and happy Saturday. Welcome to a special edition of Live Weather Impact. I'm meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees, and hopefully you already know what's going on and the reason why we're doing this special show for you. But it's snowing outside, everybody. We are starting to see snow lighten up in a few spots, but before we get started with the forecast as to what I expect for the rest of tonight, I do want to thank all of our viewers who have sent in pictures and videos. We're going to share some of them here on the show. And please remember, if you can ever do so safely, we will always take your weather pictures and videos. You can use the Near Me function in the WCNC Charlotte mobile app. Send it to myself, Brad, directly. It's the easiest way to get it in. So first things first, let's look at some, what do you think in Sean, some Caldwell County snow? That's the first one.
From Caldwell County.
All right. So some heavy bands of snow, it looks like there from earlier today. Caldwell County did see some of the heaviest snow that we've seen so far today because of the fact that they were on kind of that side there of the storm system. It looks like we had somebody trying to snowboard in some of this snow in Statesville. Honestly, that's a pretty good job. That's a pretty good hill. Now, the only hill that I would ever want to snowboard on is probably like the speed bumps, because I'm not a good snowboarder, but still pretty cool. This one in Gaston County with some pups enjoying the snow. That's so cute. My dog Roger did not enjoy the snow. I will tell you guys that right now. He looked up at me like I had done something horrible to him, and our relationship was never going to recover. We have some videos out of Stanley County. This was a really rare, snow-only event, folks, where we only saw snow, right? There was no sleet mixed in, no ice mixed in, no freezing rain mixed in. We are still encouraging folks to stay off the roadways because there have been dozens of traffic crashes today so far. There's a portion of Independence Boulevard right now that is closed down because of a previous crash from earlier today. My very good friend Megan Bragg, one of our reporters and anchors, even coming in for her shift today, was saying that 85 was awful, and they slipped and slid a little bit. So again, please make sure you're being very, very safe out on the roadways. If you absolutely have to travel, preferably you don't. This is another view there from Concord. That was one of our photos we got. South Boulevard there near Uptown Charlotte. You can see this is from earlier today. Some of the kind of grime still on the roadways as well. So I'm sure that after these two back-to-back events, we're probably going to see a lot of people getting their cars cleaned. But, that was kind of the moral of the story right across the region, was that we saw snow off and on for much of the day, finally starting to see it taper off just a bit. Now, we are getting some reports as well into, social media, Twitter, things like that. Roughly 6 inches, getting a report there out of Rock Hill. Cabarrus County, about 11 inches. Getting some reports of about 9 there in East Lincoln, Denver area there of Lincoln and Gaston County, about 6 inches as well in Granite Falls. So again, everybody's seeing the snow today. About 9 inches in Huntersville, about 8 in Clover. I already said that one. Cherville, about 9 inches as well. So there you go. Everybody's seeing snow. Let's talk about how today's snowfall shapes up compared to other. Oh, that is a brave person on Lake Norman paddleboarding in the snow. Oh, my word. I'm not sure if I would do that, but here we are. All right, Sean, let's switch over to graphic system. We can talk a little bit about how today has gone so far and what we're expecting for the rest of the day. So 4:40-ish, we got the data from the National Weather Service for today's official report that normally comes out early in the morning and then about midday in the afternoon around 4:30. So as of 4:30, we had 6.1 inches here on January 31st, 2026. Probably no surprise, making it the snowiest January 31st ever in Charlotte in 150 years of record keeping. So we had a lot of people asking how this will shape up to other events. I will say, first things first, I would expect maybe another additional 2 inches before today is over. Again, remember, it is currently 6:30. This stopped recording at 4:30, so we've already seen more snow over the last few hours. But the biggest single day snow totals here in Charlotte, February 15th, the day after Valentine's Day in 1902, 14 inches. That takes the top spot. January 1988, we had 12.1. Again, these are single day snow totals. So there are a lot of big events that we have here in Charlotte that were multi-day events. So this is not including any of those. Once midnight hits, once 11:59 is over, they start a new day, right? They start a new snowfall total. January 2004, That's the event we've, of course, been alluding to over the last few days. That was the last time that we had over 5 inches of snow in one calendar day. So again, this was the snowiest day in 22 years here in Charlotte. 11 inches, December 1880, and 10.4 in December of 1930. So we're nowhere near the top 5, but it certainly was, I think, a joyous occasion for many folks out there today. I think the biggest key was staying at home, playing with your friends, family members, maybe going sledding with the kids. We mentioned this during the show yesterday, but because of a very high snow to liquid ratio in this case, we were about 19-1 based on official data coming out from Charlotte Douglas. It was the fluffy stuff, which made it really great for sledding, really easy to clean off the car. Unfortunately, not the best for men making or snowball fights, but at least you could add some water, maybe give a little. I joked yesterday with Tim, just add a little spit to the snowball and you're rubbing it together. But yeah, it is certainly very, very fluffy out there. This is a view here from our WCNC Charlotte Tower Cam. This is Billy Graham Parkway, folks, and there are a decent amount of people out on the roads you can see right now. I would try to avoid, again, travel if at all possible. Sometimes it's not just about you. Sometimes it's about the other person, right? We oftentimes trust ourselves more than somebody else. This is a view here from Concord, Charlotte Motor Speedway. You can see off to the right portion of your screen, it did look like some people were potentially either hanging out in a parking lot or maybe even trying to practice their driving skills in said parking lot. But either way, you can see how dense the tire tracks and the tire marks were from this. So this is a big snow. As we are starting to see the snow taper off, the big change over our weather impact alert goes from worried about snow to worried about dangerous cold. We don't really get very, very, very dangerous cold that often here in Charlotte. Oftentimes we're talking about the mountains, but this is going to be a risk the next 24 hours of potentially frostbite or hypothermia if you're spending too much time outside. Temperatures right now at 20 in Charlotte, 8 in Jefferson, but I want to show you the wind chill currently. It is 7 degrees in Charlotte, 8 below up in the mountains, and these are only going to get lower. In fact, most of the day, folks, have been 5 to 10 here in the Queen City, which again is not something that we typically see. Current look at radar here. This is kind of one of the things that we've been tracking over the last few hours, and Brad and I were alluding to this earlier this week, but there's a big dry slot in this kind of pocket here from Raleigh all the way toward Wilmington. And so that was what we were tracking earlier this week, where we had some lesser snowfall totals over toward places like Greensboro, North Carolina. You can tell that the dry slot a little bit further east than expected, which again, good for snow lovers. But you can almost see it perfectly here on our satellite or on our water vapor loop product, because you have the big upper level low, which is essentially what was driving today's, snow potential because of all that cool air we had. We have the low pressure system that's just off the coast here. And so this dry slot was able to work its way in. Very common with these big low pressure systems just off the coast, these nor'easters, that you will have some of those dry pockets of air as well. So sometimes the hardest part of the forecast is not just getting the totals right, but also where that dry air is going to set up. You can even see it on our satellite and radar loop here right now as we're looking at satellite and radar as we approach 640. So all of these areas where you see some deeper blue shadings, all of these areas are still alluding to some pockets of heavier snow. So you see there's an area right here between Jackson Hill down toward Albemarle, whereas places like Salisbury starting to see things lighten up. We have some heavier snow bands here on the eastern side of Mecklenburg County down toward Monroe. And essentially the further west you go at this point, you have some lesser snowfall. So you can see Rock Hill was seeing some of those brighter blue bands. That's starting to filter out. So lighter snow likely in York County down toward Chester, Gaston, Lincoln, Cleveland, all the way up toward the mountains. Now, mountain communities are going to see some back side of this system, northwest flow snow, so just be prepared for that into early parts of tomorrow morning. Based on what's happening right now, we got to look at the Futurecast, and it's done a decent job. I think Futurecast's dry slot is a little bit too far to the south and east, but that doesn't really impact us here in Charlotte. So let's talk about it. Right now, temperatures are in the 20s. So you can see they're 21 in Charlotte. It's off by a degree, but again, still pretty close. Still pretty widespread with some of those darker shades of blue. As we go into time, again, notice things filtering out pretty well by 11 o'clock. I do think we'll still be tracking some snow bands on the eastern side down toward Chesterfield County, Anson County, and Richmond County at that point. But notice how quickly things clear out by about, let's say, 2 a.m. I'm pretty comfortable saying that most of the Piedmont will be clear by 2 a.m. with that northwest flow snow still lingering up in those mountain communities. And I want people to remember that it's not, when we talk about snowfall totals and how much snow fell, it's not just about how fluffy it was, how much fun you had at home. It can also actually impact the forecast. So fresh snow on the ground actually allows for the surrounding temperatures to be colder. And essentially, here's why. On a normal day, let's say it was sunny and 50 degrees today. Amazing. The sun shines down on the earth and it actually heats up the ground. It doesn't actually heat up the air. Sun heats up the ground and then the ground heats up the surrounding air. And we know at night what happens is that ground allows for outgoing radiation, and that's why we cool off, right? The radiation is reflected back into the atmosphere. Well, when you have fresh snow on the ground, the reflection happens at a substantially higher rate, especially at night, because snow has a very high albedo, which is essentially the reflection point of that snow. So as you go into time here, 2.7 degrees classically cooler at night than maybe normally because of the crazy reflection. So reflection of snow, about 90% of that radiation gets sent back into the atmosphere. Again, this is different snow on the ground compared to, let's say, regular, gravel driveway or something of that nature. We know we've talked a lot about evaporation of some of the moisture or sublimation of some of the snow before it's making it to the ground. Those are cooling processes. This will also happen tomorrow once the sun comes out. Even with temperatures around the freezing mark, we're still going to see some of this sublimate or evaporate. This is where you go from a solid directly to gas form. And so with snow, it's a little bit different than if you had water on the ground, because technically evaporation is liquid to gas, where sublimation is solid to gas. And what this essentially means is that you're going to lose some of the snow on the ground, if not solely from the sun that we'll get tomorrow, even if the temperatures are going to be at or below the freezing mark. So that means that when we are colder again tomorrow night, the ground is going to start off even colder, because both of those processes are cooling processes in general. Lastly, record lows are very common when you have fresh snow. Right now, there is a possibility that we could be lingering towards some record values, but truthfully, I'm a little bit more concerned about the wind chill, how bitterly cold it has been, and how bitterly cold it's going to be. Right now, again, I just mentioned a second ago, we're at 7 degrees here in Charlotte, and the wind chill is going to go even lower. We'll be looking at 0 degrees. 0. Let me repeat that again. 0. In Charlotte by tomorrow morning, and up in the mountains we'll be looking at about 20 to 25 below 0. Again, this is the feels like temperature. If you are at home watching this right now and you're thinking, I don't need to know the feels like temperature, I already know what it feels like outside, I understand this is a scientific calculation based on wind and cold temperatures, and I promise you, if you've been outside at all today, you know that the wind chill has been brutal. Tomorrow afternoon, the best case scenario is the mountains will be feeling like 5 degrees below 0 instead of 25. And our highest wind chill we have all day Sunday is around 24, 25 degrees. Monday, we're going to do it all again. The winds will be a little bit lighter, which this is always an interesting part of forecasting lows and feels like temperatures here in the Carolinas or really anywhere. Technically, Monday morning is going to be colder than Sunday, but because the winds will be lighter, that will allow for the temperature to be colder, but the wind chill will actually be more comfortable. Again, when you get to a certain point temperature-wise, what's really the big difference between 0 degrees for a wind chill or 7 degrees for a temperature? The answer is there isn't one. But again, technically, when you look at the forecast for the 7-day, I don't want you thinking that I'm lying to you. It essentially is the difference between, again, feels like versus actual air temperature. If the winds are too high, the wind chill can be really low, but the temperature will stay higher because those winds are so gusty. As we look at your winter storm timeline, again, we're still watching a few of those heavier bands, heavier bursts of snow. We know the winds are very, very high. I would still expect folks to avoid travel if at all possible. That way you're not only avoiding the high winds, but you're also just knowing that you're staying safe at home. Snow tapers off over the next few hours. And again, the wind chill tonight is mostly between 5 to 10 degrees. We've already seen that currently in Charlotte. Roads still covered in snow tonight and into Sunday. What will happen on Sunday too, as we mentioned, we will lose some of that snow due to sublimation. And we will still see some areas on the roadways that are snow impacted tomorrow. But then we'll be watching some spots Sunday night and into Monday for the chance that we turn icy. One of the reasons why we're not as concerned about icy roads tonight and it's more snow on the roads is because the temperatures are so low below freezing. But that will become more of a concern Sunday if there is any melting at all that happens on Sunday night. So as of right now, here's my latest hour by hour forecast. Temperatures again hovering right around 20 degrees over the next few hours. Feels like temperatures in the single digits. And I mean, folks, over the next 2 days, it is going to be bitterly cold. There's really no other way to slice it or dice it. We have 10 degrees for a low tonight. Again, I already showed you the feels like temperature is at 0 degrees, barely getting to the freezing mark tomorrow, and then a bitterly cold start to Monday morning. I will remind people that the meteorologists that watch at home, work with, whoever it is, we are not the decision makers when it comes to airlines, whether or not they go forward with a plane. We're not the decision makers on whether or not your kids have school on Monday. The few things that I can tell you based on experience and based on what we did this past weekend is I would not be surprised if there was at least a delay on Monday, again, with any school system. That's because of not only the icy spots, snowy spots on the roadways, but also how cold it's going to be. When it's 7 degrees, I would guess that many districts would not want kids to be at the bus stop. As we know, the snowy and icy roads can oftentimes be an issue for the buses themselves. Again, thankfully, Monday afternoon, with temperatures warming up, because of the fact that the snow is so fluffy and dry, it will actually melt quicker. Think about ice, which is about 90% water, versus snow, which is 90% air. Once we actually do get a more prominent sun that's able to melt it, it's not going to be a multi-day, like, oh no, we have to wait multi-days to get rid of this mess. It's going to be a pretty quick process. So things will improve drastically by Tuesday morning compared to what we had this past weekend. I've seen a few people online asking us about a brief low pressure system developing on Wednesday, whether or not that could bring additional wintry weather. One, way too early to know. Two, it's looking pretty unlikely as temperatures will be warmer. Of course, our team always has you covered. And so we, of course, will be here every step of the way if needed. Let's see. For 2 minutes, and we'll be back on Live Weather Impact. Hi everyone, welcome back to Live Weather Impact. Meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees here with WCNC Charlotte. Thanks for staying with us here past the break. I'm also losing my voice a little bit, probably 2 back-to-back winter storms. It's definitely not helping with that. But one thing I did want to talk about that we actually discussed a little bit earlier this week, but maybe you didn't have a chance to catch, was how long temperatures were going to stay cold and why we wanted folks to still keep an eye on their pipes, making sure that they're dripping, cabinets are open, things like that. A lot of times with the frozen pipes, right, it's not about the snowstorm or the ice storm. It's about how prolonged the cold temperatures are. And we know that most most of this week was very, very cold, but we're on a very long streak ourselves of temperatures at or below freezing. So you guys know how it is in meteorology and climate at this point, especially if you're watching Live Weather Impact, because I know that means that you love the weather, is that we keep track of everything. Actually, that's not true. We do a pretty bad job of keeping track of heat index, but different story for a different day. So we are currently at a streak of 21 hours at or below freezing. Doesn't seem like that long. We're approaching a day. This has happened before. We were 32 degrees last night at 10 p.m. and we're on track to at least be under 32 degrees until Monday morning. So before all is said and done, I think there's a pretty good chance we could be close to 60 hours. But we keep, again, data for everything. So the top longest streak we have ever had of temperatures at or below freezing was 138 hours back in 1982. These are the top 5 since 1941, which is when this particular data started being tracked a little bit better. At 90 hours in 1970, actually twice in January. I'm going to guess that was a very, very, very cold January just off of that. And then an 88-hour streak in February of 1996 and an 88-hour streak also in January of 1988. Now, those are the extremes. Let's talk since 2000. Last year, we actually got into the top 5 because we had a streak of 67 hours in January, essentially this time last year, 2025. There were 66 hours in January of 2000 and then a 65-hour in January of 2017, February 2015, which is one of the last times we saw one of these big snowstorms, and one of the last times we were this cold based on our current forecast, February of 2015. And then number 5, you can see there, is January of 2002. So again, there's been a decent amount of times that we've seen right around 60 hours. At this point, I don't really think we're going to be in the top 5 based on the current forecast trends. Once we start to see temperatures on Monday, the sun come out, temperatures are going to warm pretty quickly. So right now, again, I'm targeting close to 60 hours, and I'm not sure we'll make it quite into the top 5. But it kind of just goes to show you that we don't see these big streaks of very cold temperatures very often. And that's not even just the highs and the lows. That's just the actual air temp over the next few hours. Tomorrow I really think we're going to struggle getting above 32 because, again, how much snow is on the ground and how we know that snow will reflect more cold air back into the atmosphere rather than us see a substantial warm up because, again, we just don't really have the atmospheric conditions for a substantial warm up. Not only just because the air temperature itself is staying low, sun coming out, sure, totally. But the winds are still going to be pretty high too, which is also going to prevent some of that warming. So for people who are just now joining us, we of course are talking about today's cold snap and snowstorm. So far, we know at least it is the biggest since 2004 here in the Charlotte area. Officially at the airport, when the data came out at 4:30, we were at 6.1 inches, and we know things will continue to accumulate before the day is over. Chief Meteorologist Brad Panovich and I, as well as our digital director, we did do a little Price is Right guess as to what the eventual answer would be. So we'll of course let you know who ends up winning that. But this is of course because we know that as of 4:30 we had 6.1, and we were going to continue to see more snow falling across the area. This is the current look here at our satellite and radar product. Again, we've talked a little bit about that big dry slot that you see up toward the Raleigh-Durham area. Still plenty of moisture left on the back end here. However, we are starting to see things lower across a lot of our viewing area. Places like Kannapolis, Concord, that were earlier seeing widespread snow, not only on the ground, but also falling from some of our cameras, are starting to lighten up a bit based on our latest camera network. You can still see some heavier pockets there over toward parts of Stanley County, southeastern Rowan County, as well as on the eastern side there of Mecklenburg County. But again, a lot of this is starting to filter out, starting to filter away. Here's a closer look there. Essentially, anytime that you see those darker bands of blue, folks, that is indicating bigger snow potential, bigger snow at this point. I'm going to turn in our local storm reports to see if we're getting anything that seems substantial. So let's see what the LSRs have for us. Technology is so fun until it stops working. There we are. Ooh, look at all those snow reports. That is wild. All right, let's see what some of these say. All right. Now, some of these sometimes can be older, so we'll have to see what we get. Let's look at Mecklenburg County. I had a report there, Center City in Charlotte of 8 inches. Okay, so these are put out by the National Weather Service in their local storm reports. Oh, 7 a.m. We're not going to count that probably. From the same place. All right, let's go somewhere new. Let's go over toward Gaston County. Hello. There we go. Cramerton, 3.8, but that was at noon, so I'm sure that they've seen more. We got Belmont, 8 inches as of only 3:45, so they've likely accumulated more at this point. We had a 10 over in Stanley, that's in Gaston County, as of 6 o'clock, so wowza. Definitely seeing some higher totals there in other parts of Gaston County. We got Dallas, 6.5. So again, this is a big snow for everybody here locally across the region. Let's go to some places down a little bit further southeast. We got Lake Wylie, Pineville area, about 7.5. That was about 2 hours ago, that report. TKK, 7 inches. Again, kind of the same pockets here that we're seeing across the region. Clover looking at about 3. Now that was this morning, so it's probably increased. We got York there, 1.5 at 9 a.m. Again, that has definitely increased over the last few hours. And remember, folks, there is a tool that you can use called MPing, where you can actually report these officially and actually get them sent over to not just the National Weather Service, but over to us here at WCNC Charlotte, and we can pass that along. There's another 1.5, but that was from this morning, so it's definitely increased at this point. We got a 7-inch there in parts of Stanley County. Let's see, up toward the Concord, Kannapolis area. Oh, that one, again, was from this morning. The one unfortunate part is that we can't filter out ones, from, let's say, 6 hours or so ago. That would be very convenient, would it not? We got a 12.8 in Harrisburg. Wow. That looks like it could be one of those pockets of higher totals. Definitely a possibility. Brad was actually saying that he noticed that when he was coming in earlier. We were talking earlier today that he did notice that it did seem like parts of Harrisburg, Kannapolis, Concord, some of those areas, we're actually seeing some bigger snow bands, some heavier totals. We talked about this a little bit yesterday, but it's extremely hard to pinpoint where the heaviest bands will set up. But oftentimes it is, once the storm system develops, it is a little bit easier in order to see where they're going to set up based on what the pattern has been so far. So sometimes that is very beneficial. All right, let's see a few more reports here before we let you guys go for the night. We got Huntersville, 6.5, but that was only as of 1 o'clock, so I'm sure that's gone a little bit higher. Another morning one. We don't need all that. 7 inches there in Lowellsville. That was as of 5:41. So again, pretty entwined with what we're seeing here in Charlotte. Again, I mentioned before, that was at the airport, that 6.1, and that was as of 4:30, so very likely that we've had additional reports of more snow that have happened that we'll continue to get. All right, and then we got a Denver there at 7 inches as well. Alrighty, guys, we're going to send you off to your regularly scheduled programming on WCNC Plus, but we will have updates throughout the rest of the night as needed. I hope you stay safe. Please stay off the roadways if you can, and we'll see you next time.